traffic push, Pete.
How's it going today, Jay?
Man, and you can see all that on video, can't you?
I can. I can see the panic in your face.
What do I say? Like the first time being on the radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Well, I tell you, if we didn't have situations like that, Pete, we wouldn't have situations.
That's right. Everything would be too boring.
Right, exactly. You got to keep it interesting. That's why people listen, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting is a good word for it.
Oh boy, we're gonna get into some stuff here in a little bit, but first, let's take care of what's going on these roadways. Somebody you gonna call him Pothole Pete this Tuesday?
Yeah.
I don't know. We got potholes to fill, Pete, or not?
I haven't really heard anything serious right now, so hopefully most of that time has come and gone. We're we aren't, well, obviously this morning we did get below freezing, but if we can keep the temperatures at or above freezing, we should be pretty good and be able to hopefully stay ahead of it.
Okay, well that's good. That's good because cars, well, they got to get realigned every now and then.
Well, that does happen. But maybe if you slow down and watch for them, that can help avoid some of that.
You know, the funny thing is, my wife was watching something. I was on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. She's
So
going,
it's got to be true.
it's got to be true. She's saying, see, because they had a demonstration on when you drive through like a pothole or a bump real slow.
Yep.
And how much it goes down. Then you drive a little faster. It's a little worse on the vehicle. But if you go fast enough, you just glide right over it. She goes, see, if you just drive faster, you wouldn't even feel it.
Probably depends on the size of the pothole.
But that's my wife giving me driving advice.
I'll let you deal with that.
I better not say any more because
Yep. I'll try not to force the issue. See how far I can make you go.
Well, the bad thing is not if she hears us; it's whether or not the people getting their haircuts today go in and tell her, "Hey, did you hear Pete and Jay talking about you and how you got potholes?"
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah, and then things start out good until that one customer, that client comes in and tells her, and then her day goes, well, my day goes downhill.
Right. Maybe we should move on then.
Yes, construction is going on, Pete.
All right, we're going to start with what's going to be starting on Monday, April 14th. We will start the project on 122 in Mason City from Pierce to Monroe. We're going to be reconstructing that stretch of highway. Starting Monday, there will be inside lane closures at Pierce and at Monroe, not through the entire section, but just in the vicinity of those two intersections, as we need to remove the medians so we can have room to move traffic when we start reconstructing the westbound lanes or the north side. So again, you're going to start seeing lane restrictions on Monday at Pierce and at Monroe, the intersections of 122. And that will stay in place till late April, early May. And then we will switch traffic into the eastbound lanes where it'll be one lane of travel in each direction. And we will start reconstructing the north side or the westbound lane. So be ready for that come Monday. Late next week or early the following week, we're going to start a bridge deck overlay on B20 over I-35. That'll be temporary traffic signals that'll move traffic through there. As far as Federal Avenue in Mason City, things are going well. The pavement from 6th to 10th is gone. We're doing water main work. We're doing sanitary sewer and water line hookups. Things are moving ahead. Storm sewer work. We hope to be paving that section in late May from 6th to 10th. So again, progress is going well despite the snow and wet weather we had last week. We started yesterday on I-35, the Thornton exit, and 8 miles south on Interstate. We're going to be reconstructing the southbound lanes. Right now, the contractor is building the median crossovers that will allow traffic to move over into the northbound lanes when we start the reconstruction. So that'll be going for 2 to 3 weeks, and then they will be head-to-head in the northbound lanes while we reconstruct that section of Interstate. Late this week or early next week, US 69 from Lake Mills up to the border. We're going to be doing some crack filling. That should only last a couple days, but be aware that that will be taking place in the next few days. Things are going well in Osage. We're doing the sidewalk work on the north side of 218, kind of in the Quick Star area. That project is continuing. Maybe a lane closure as they do the sidewalks, or just maybe some the parking area will be closed. It's not many impacts on traffic yet. That'll come when we start doing the resurfacing on 218 north of 9, and some reconstruction between Kirkwood and First on 9 on the west side of Osage. And then the bridge deck overlays over by Clear Lake are going well. We still have the ramps closed at Old 106. The northbound on-ramp is closed and the southbound off-ramp is closed, and traffic is being detoured using 106, Jonquil, and 122. So I think that covers what's going on right now. The big thing to be aware of is what's going to be happening starting next week on 122 in Mason City.
All right. Yeah, that side of that bridge is going to be started back then. Right?
Stop it. I thought that had died.
We got to bring back something good, Pete.
Yeah, no, that is, like you said, that's good news. We are not doing any work on that westbound bridge at 122 out by the movie theater.
Somebody's going to ask you about it now. Hey, I heard you guys.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, hey, Pete, how much does it cost? How much time? How much does it cost to do that crossover when you're taking down that lane on the interstates here?
Sure.
I mean,
Man, I hate to even throw this out, but I feel like it was like it's a lot. I mean, because you've got to do the dirt work, you've got to asphalt it, you've got to put in a pipe for drainage, because otherwise those crossovers, would act like a dam if we would get a heavy rain.
Oh, sure.
So you need to have pipes in there. Yeah, it's several $100,000.
Really, just to do a road construction to fix the road that are going straight.
Yeah, it's to prepare for the project. But what choice do you have? You don't want to close the interstate and move traffic over to. We don't want to move traffic all the way over to 69. Make them do a huge detour like that, because there's also the cost to the traveling public that we take into account, and that would be way more expensive than putting in crossovers and keeping the interstate open.
So did you go and take it out afterwards, or you just leave it?
No, we take them out.
What do you do?
Yep.
Oh.
Again, for drainage issues, for safety issues, we don't want, we can barricade them. And if we have a project maybe that's going to be happening, along the same lines, we'll leave them in and barricade it. But otherwise we take them out.
Oh, okay. I always wondered, when you're driving cities and wherever you're driving to, and you go, oh, I wonder how much this cost.
I'm going to double check and try to remind me next week. I'll get a more accurate cost on that, but it's several $100,000 at the minimum.
Wow.
I've got a number in my head, but I don't want to throw it out yet. I want to be more sure.
No. Hey, over in Charles City, they had devastating stuff over their big house fire. They shut off 122. Was it last week? When was that? Was that last week?
Actually, it was yesterday. There was a manufacturing plant fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and we shut down our Charles City and New Hampton shops, got out there and shut down from, I believe it was from Nashua up to Charles City, the Iowa 14 exit, at the request of emergency management, because of the smoke and the toxicity of some of the chemicals in that plant that started on fire. But it opened up about noon yesterday, and sounds like things went as well as could be expected. We share a facility over in Charles City with the county and the city, so we were all in one location and able to communicate really well. I know our Mason City shop brought over some message boards, to let travelers know that they were going to be detoured off. So it's funny, I just heard from our supervisor for the Charles City and New Hampton shop about 20 minutes ago, and he just wanted to let me know how communication went so well between the shops and the county and the city and the emergency management and the state patrol, and everything went so smoothly. So it's really, really good to hear. Those working relationships are so important, especially when you come into circumstances like that where you have to act quickly to keep everybody safe.
Cool. Well, you guys do a great job.
Thank you. It worked well. It was one of those things where we had concerns that it was going to possibly be closed for 2 days because of the chemicals burning and everything, but emergency management evaluated it and everything was under control and things were safe. So we were able to open it a little afternoon yesterday.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, I got another question. You said digital signs.
Yes.
I wonder, has it ever been hacked, or can you rent that out to like put special little, happy birthday Pothole Pete or something?
No, we cannot.
Okay.
And we have not, that I'm aware of, had any of those hacked. I've heard stories around the country where maybe they have been hacked,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know of any being hacked in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny, they are pretty much all of them, including the mobile ones, are run out of our traffic incident management center down in Ankeny.
Oh,
They fire them up and they put the messages on, at our request.
right.
But yeah, it's pretty secure. I shouldn't say that now. It's going to get hacked and there's going to be some listen to 98.7 all over the state.
Hey, that's a great. Hey, that's why I wonder if I could rent it or not.
I wonder if we could be able to trace that.
Hey, not this IP address.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's certain things in my mind that just pop
Sure.
up.
Yeah, if they're in your mind, they're probably in other people's minds too. So it doesn't hurt to talk about them.
Or people are going, "What in the world does he think?"
What is the color of the sky in his world?
Yeah. Purple when the Vikings are playing.
There you go.
Have you watched much of the draft at all and what the Vikings are doing? I mean, there's big Aaron Rodgers talk still.
You want to get my blood pressure up to talk about that. I will honestly be furious if that happens. I did read something yesterday that unless JJ McCarthy falls on his face in some of these OTAs and just looks horrible, looks nothing like he did last year, it's not going to happen. They more or less compared the Vikings signing Aaron Rodgers to an emergency break glass. So that made me feel a little bit better. But yeah, no, the Brett Favre thing I was all for. I was excited about that.
Me
But
too.
no, Aaron Rodgers, my 17-year-old nephew texts me all the time about Viking stuff. And he knows how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. And on April 1st, I got a text from him that said the Vikings signed Aaron Rodgers to a 1-year, $12 million deal. I didn't fall for it.
the blood pressure went to the boiling point.
Yeah. No, that one I knew was April Fool's, so I was pretty okay with that. Now I hear rumors of Carson Wentz, which I don't know if that's for a backup or not. The one I would love is Joe Flacco. I think that would be very good signing.
I heard Flacco's in the talks now too, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just been kind of bracing myself for this whole Aaron Rodgers thing.
Don't even talk about it. I can't. I will not be able to handle that.
You and me are in the same boat. I can't stand it.
No, I can't either. I just think he would be, one of the things that seemed to really be a constant with Kevin O'Connell is the locker room atmosphere and just how everybody gets along and everybody seems like they're equal. And I just think that would go out the window if Aaron Rodgers walked into that locker room. I have no desire for that whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, I'm still bracing myself. I'm getting ready to.
I can't even think about it.
I know it was going to be hard. I'm going, how am I going to react? What am I going to do? I don't like Aaron. I don't like him as the player.
Right.
But then you talk to other people and go, well, yeah, but look at all the long throws that he gets, and he always gets them in the Hail Marys in the end zone and wins the game.
Well, don't be behind then. You don't have to do it.
Exactly. I'm with you. I was for Brett Favre to come to Minnesota before he even retired.
Yep.
That was going to happen. And Packer fans just went absolutely crazy and said, there's no way Brett Favre will ever become a Viking. I'm going, you watch someday. What makes you think that? I said, because we always get a retired, washed up quarterback. Yeah. And we come in and about 2 years we got with him and then he's done. Yep. What did he do? He almost got us to the Super Bowl the first year.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. He's got a lot of weapons to throw at. Could he be good? Would the Vikings be going to the Super Bowl? You just never know. But again, it's Aaron Rodgers.
We're flying with JJ McCarthy.
Well, that's what I say
That's
too.
what I'm going with.
That's what I want to. But again, it's still in the talks. I thought it was dead. I thought it was dead for a while, but then it got brought back here about a week or two ago.
Well, I think it's after he visited Pittsburgh, and supposedly talks went really, really well.
Yeah,
but he didn't sign. I think the other rumors I'm hearing is Aaron Rodgers is also holding out for the Vikings because he wants to be there. And we don't want him. No, I have not. I don't know if I've heard one Vikings fan who's in favor of that. I really don't.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody either.
No, I've heard many react the way we do, but
I love to hear what people think. Text us at 641-494-2547. I mean, for Aaron Rodgers or not for Aaron Rodgers? And somebody
run a poll.
Yeah, I think we need to. Yeah. So, Viking fans, I think there's probably, like you said, Pete, a lot more like you and me.
Yep.
No, we don't want him. We don't need him.
No. The cool thing is, during free agency, all the signings that we did filled so many holes that we had or needed to be strengthened, so that now during the draft, we don't have to draft a position. We can draft best player available.
Right.
And that's huge. That's a really, really big deal.
Well, and I always say it goes to, because everybody's always about Aaron Rodgers on the Packers side of things. You're going, oh man, but they had a good line and they had some good receivers. And you know what the Vikings have? We've got a great line, awesome receivers, probably the best in the NFL, the whole receiving core. And you see what he did with the Jets, he didn't do nothing. It ain't a one-man show. He ain't that good. I'm sorry to say. Aaron Rodgers is not that good. He was. Well, when he had the team, when he had the offensive line to keep him protected.
Yeah, no, we're moving on. We're sticking with JJ.
Pete doesn't want to talk about it no more. I'm done. Get off the subject, Jay. All right, Pete, we'll stick to the potholes.
All right, they should be getting better. So, and this, like I mentioned, this is the time too where we can getting close to being able to start using a more permanent fix instead of the cold mix we have to use when the temperatures keep going below freezing. So, well, then again, if you see a bad one, give us a call and we will get somebody out there.
All right, sounds good. Last night, a big one more thing, real quick. Last night, the big whole basketball tournament, NCAA, the March Madness wrapped up.
Yep. That was an awesome game.
That was awesome.
I mean, pretty much the whole Final Four of the semifinals, and then obviously that Houston comeback over Duke was incredible. Yeah, last night was another great game. It's a great way to end the season.
Yeah, it was, but it ruined a lot of people's brackets.
I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, because you won. I
did win a bracket pool with Florida's win last night.
$10,000. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's what's about $100 of 10,000. Is that what 1%?
It was good. It was worth staying up last night. That's for sure.
Yeah, it really was, especially when Houston got that lead in the second half and Florida fought back. And yeah, I can't remember the kid's name who went down the court and went up and kind of had to twist underneath the basket because he was getting fouled and literally finger rolled it off his fingers and flipped it backwards and it went right through the net. It was pretty impressive. There was two very, very good teams. I actually felt a little bit bad for
Houston,
for Kelvin Sampson, the Houston's coach. Yeah, and obviously the Houston team, but tell you what, that's what competition's about.
That's what the madness is all about.
You want to hear something crazy?
What's that?
So, and I just lost his name. Florida's head coach. He became the youngest coach to win a national championship.
Really?
By beating Houston. Do you know who was the youngest before him?
Who?
Jim Valvano for NC State.
Really?
And do you know who NC State beat in the national championship?
I have no idea, Pete.
Houston.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, how neat is that?
Yep. That was the Derek Wittenberg threw up a shot with like 4 seconds left because he had lost the ball. This game is actually what really got me hooked on college basketball in 1983.
Wow.
Threw up a shot. You'll have to look this up if you haven't seen it, because he lost the ball, got it, threw it up from about 30 feet, and it wasn't close. But one of his teammates, Derek Wittenberg, came from the baseline, jumped up in the air, caught it, and jammed it as the buzzer went off, and that won the game.
Oh, man. God, Pete, I feel so much smarter today knowing all that information.
You should. Now you can go home and impress somebody.
I won't remember a single thing you just said.
Instead of talking about how your wife drives, you can tell her about all these cool basketball stats.
And you know what? She's having a deer in the headlights. Like, I don't care.
You'll change the subject. That's all that matters.
Very true. Very true. All right, Pete. Well, you have yourself a wonderful week. All right.
All right. You do the same, Jake.
That's the good stuff.